and welcome. You are listening to the Happya Life Podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello and welcome back to the Happya Life Podcast and to our special Blooming Happya Anniversary Series. I'm Clare Deacon, your guide on this journey from survival to thriving, and I'm so excited to dive into today's topic, Harmonise Your Authenticity, aligning with your true self. If you're tuning in today, take a deep breath and give yourself a little moment of appreciation. You're showing up for yourself, and that is something worth celebrating. Now, authenticity, it's a big word. It's one of those concepts we all aspire to. But if we're honest, it can feel sometimes a bit out of reach. Life has a way of layering expectations on us, what we should do, how we should act, and even who we should be. And before we know it, we're wearing so many different hats and labels for so many different people that we lose sight of who we are underneath it all. Between juggling responsibilities, meeting expectations, and navigating life's twists and turns, it's really easy to find ourselves wearing masks just to get through the day. I know that feeling all too well. There was a time when I was so focused on keeping everything together, juggling work, family, and the overwhelming need to be strong. That's when I didn't even know what authentic felt like anymore. I'd become an expert at showing up for everyone else. I had no idea how to show up for myself. And that's why harmonizing your authenticity is such a powerful step in the happier journey. It's about peeling back the layers, letting go of those masks we wear, and giving ourselves permission to embrace our whole wonderful, messy selves without apology. Here's the thing. This work isn't easy. It requires honesty, patience, and a whole lot of self-compassion. Peeling back those layers can bring up doubts, fears, and emotions you thought that you may have packed away for years ago. And that's okay. You don't have to do it alone. I'm here to support you with different resources and solutions wherever you are in your journey. In this podcast, I'm going to be giving you some tools to help you in harmonizing your authenticity. These are available as digital download bonus workbooks for those of you who've purchased a copy of Blooming Happya, and are also available as a physical copy on Amazon should you wish to purchase one of those. These workbooks will help guide you step by step through this journey, because thriving isn't just about listening, it's about taking action. I'll drop the link in the show notes so you can send me a DM and I will send you the links. So, authenticity isn't about suddenly knowing all the answers. It's about allowing yourself to explore who you are, what you need, and what lights you up. It's about curiosity, not certainty. So where do we start? The first step is self-awareness, discovering your unique self. Think of it like tuning in to a radio station. When life gets noisy, our true selves can feel drowned out by all the external voices of family, friends, work, society. But when we slow down and listen in, we can start to hear our own frequency again. And let me tell you, I get it. Slowing down, tuning in, it sounds simple, but it can feel like the hardest thing in the world to do, especially when you're so busy and so used to pushing on through meeting everyone else's needs rather than your own. I used to think if I just kept moving, I wouldn't have to sit with the discomfort of asking, Who am I really? But the truth is, if we don't pause and check in with ourselves, we end up living a life that doesn't quite fit. It's like wearing someone else's shoes. Looks fine on the outside, but on the inside, painful. One of the simplest but most powerful exercises to help with this is called mirror reflection. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out. It's not just about staring at your reflection, it's about reconnecting with yourself in a way that you probably haven't done in a while. Here's what I want you to do. Find a quiet space with a mirror. It can be your bathroom, bedroom, wherever you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. Look into your eyes and ask, who is the person looking back at me? What do they need right now? What brings them joy? Are they living in alignment with their true desires? I know that you're thinking this might feel awkward at first. It did for me too. The first time I tried it, all I could see were tired eyes and a whole list of things I hadn't done that day. But with time, something shifted. I started to notice glimpses of the real me, the one who had dreams, the one who loved to laugh, the one who was trying her best. So be patient with yourself. This isn't about finding all the answers in one go. It's about opening up that conversation with yourself little by little. So, next up is observing your inner critic. We all have that little voice in our heads. You know, the one I'm talking about, the one that whispers, "You're not good enough. You'll never get this right." Or my personal favorite, "Who do you think you are?" Here's the thing, the voice isn't you. It's a collection of past experiences, fears, and stories we've absorbed over the years. But the good news, you can learn to recognize it for what it is and start rewriting those old scripts. In the workbook, there's a great journaling exercise to help you with this, and I encourage you to go and give it a go. Start by noticing when your inner critic shows up. For example, maybe you're scrolling through social media and suddenly you feel that pang of compassion. Or perhaps you're about to try something new and the voice pops up saying, "Why bother? You'll fail anyway." Take a moment just to jot down those thoughts and ask yourself, when does my inner critic show up the most? What specific phrases or words does it use? Where do I think these beliefs come from? For me, I realized a lot of my inner critic's voice came from things I heard growing up. You're not creative. You need to be more practical. Sound familiar? But once I started writing them down and questioning them, I could see them for what they were, just old stories, not my truth. So your challenge here, try to catch that inner critic in action and challenge it with a kinder, more empowering response. The third step for this principle is challenging inherited beliefs. Now, let's talk about inherited beliefs, the ones passed down through family, culture, and society. These are beliefs we carry without even realizing it, like the invisible backpacks weighing us down. Growing up, I believed success meant working yourself really hard, actually into exhaustion. That just that's just kind of what I saw around me. But over time, I realized that belief wasn't actually mine. It was something I'd inherited, that work had to be hard. And it was holding me back from truly thriving. So here's an exercise from the workbook to help you explore this. Ask yourself, are my actions driven by habit or by my true desires? Do I believe in my dreams because they're mine or because someone else told me they should be? What beliefs have I been carrying that no longer serve me? Give yourself permission to let go of what doesn't feel aligned anymore. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. The fourth step is making a personal commitment. And here's where we pull it all together. Authenticity isn't just something you stumble upon. It's something you choose and commit to every day. In the workbook, there's a space for you to write a personal commitment to yourself. Something like, I commit to showing up as my true self, embracing both my strengths and my vulnerabilities. I will honor my needs and values, and I will choose to live authentically every day. Writing it down makes it real. It's your way of saying, I'm worth this effort. So, where do you start? The challenge for today is simple. Take 5 minutes to sit with yourself and uncover something new. And if you want to go deeper, grab the workbook. You can purchase a physical copy on Amazon or download it straight to your inbox and print it for yourself. The details are all in the show notes. Living authentically isn't about having it all figured out. It's about taking intentional steps to be more you. And that starts right here, right now. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love you to subscribe, share it with a friend who might need to hear this, and of course, grab the free bonus materials linked in the show notes to help guide you on your authenticity journey. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Harmonizing your authenticity is a lifelong process, one gentle, courageous step at a time. Before I go, let me remind you of this. You are enough exactly as you are. There's no need to edit or shrink yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. You were made to show up fully, beautifully, and authentically. Tomorrow, we're diving into the next principle, acknowledge your emotions. I can't wait to explore how embracing your inner voice can be one of the most empowering things you'll ever do. Until then, take care of yourself and keep showing up for the wonderful, authentic you. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website, happiercoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.